Greetings cryptonauts. You may have noticed that my recent posts have been leaning heavily into attempts to make you laugh, even more than average. These have been attempts to help relieve anxiety about the current status of the crypto market. Cryptocurrencies have been under relentless assault from banksters, government officials, and foolish investors who made bad choices, and now want to do what they can to help spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt, for selfish and vindictive reasons. No plan survives contact with the enemy, and we are now engaged in a war of ideas. This is why probability models that predicted astounding success appear to be failing. Progress has been affected greatly by a several weeks-long carpet bombing campaign in the media, much of which have been blatant lies, and bad journalism at best. It's true that Bitcoin, Litecoin, and others have survived worse losses by percentages, recovered, and prospered. Actually, even now, Litecoin in particular, has withstood this figurative bombing campaign remarkably well, with all things considered. Crypto has been identified as a threat to the banking industry, credit card issuers, and others. They're not wrong. Disruptive is a mild way to put it. In due time, these industries will be rendered extinct, or forced to evolve into something that bears little resemblance to their current forms. There's lots of great news coming for Litecoin, and I would love to discuss that today, but there's an important meeting happening this morning in Washington, D.C. that we need to all pay close attention to. I want to talk about that and what we can expect. Konnichiwa. I'm Sakura Nakamoto, and you're watching Nakamoto Rised. Cryptocurrency news and information. The heads of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, that's the SEC, and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, are set to testify on cryptocurrencies during a U.S. Senate hearing this morning at 10 a.m. local time. That is, Eastern Standard Time. SEC Chief Jay Clayton and CFTC Chief J. Christopher Giancarlo are set to appear as witnesses. The hearing is entitled, Virtual Currencies, the Oversight Role of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, and the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission. The SEC has filed a number of lawsuits in recent weeks against allegedly fraudulent, initial coin offerings. To the Nakamotorized community, these fall into the classification of noob coins.
Newbie.
The CFTC is behind the investigation of Exchange, Bitfinex, and the audit of Tether. They want to know if there are funds to back each USDT token with a US dollar, which is the premise of Tethers. Bitfinex and Tether share the same CEO, so there's a bit of concern that there may be some shady business practices. No wrongdoings have come to light at this time, but there's plenty of fear, uncertainty, and doubt swirling around the issue. Anybody familiar with my channel knows that I believe in a decentralized, global, monetary system to the greatest extent possible, and I support a paradigm shift, in which consensus, rather than authoritarian force, governs humanity. Cryptocurrency, in general, represents those things to me. That's what I'm all about. Not get-rich-quick schemes. I think crypto is the future, and we have to have long-term goals and vision. Right now, we are facing the inevitable involvement of governmental agencies, but that simply means that we have grown powerful enough to be addressed. Some regulation may actually benefit us. I do think that the shady practices of some, and worthless coins with no real future, have diverted power away from worthwhile projects. The hearing this morning should begin to remove a lot of uncertainty. At least we will begin to get a clearer picture of what we're dealing with going forward. Not to make anyone afraid, but I want to say, we at Nakamotorized are in this 100%. We don't expect the ship to go under, but if it ever gets torpedoed and sinks, we're prepared to ride it all the way down to Davy Jones' locker. Thank you for spending time with me. Please poke the like button and be sure you've subscribed. Ring the bell to be notified when I post new videos. You can also follow me at Nakamoto Rised on Facebook and Twitter. Until I see you again, I'll keep you in mind, in my electric dreams.